Yes, very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Yes, boys and girls, am I audible, visible to all of you? Very good morning to all of you. Yes, everyone. Okay. On this platform, we are going to provide you daily live classes, live tests, quiz, structure courses, and unlimited access with one subscription. I hope all of you downloaded the app. If you haven't, please download because special classes and plus classes available only on app. Let me introduce myself, those who are new here. My name is Harshvardhan Singh, and on this platform I'm going to teach you all the aspects of history, economy and international relation. Currently my lecture series on modern India and economy is going on. I already completed the lecture series of world history and international relation. If you haven't watched it, if you missed it, then it is available on YouTube channel UPSC CSE English, as well as it is available on app. Those who want to contact with me, or those who want to know the lecture timings and all, then you can contact with me through my telegram channel at unacademy_harshvardhan, or you can directly contact with me through Unacademy app, and the address is @Harshvardhan Singh for you. Please follow me on these so that you will get the information related to lecture. Yes, everyone, I am having 9-year experience in the field of civil services as an educator, and earlier I completed my graduation in engineering. Later I did my master's in economics, and I was selected as an intelligence bureau officer. Yes, these are our top educators. Please do watch the video. It is really helpful for you in your preparation. Yes, on this platform we are going to provide you more than 15,000 courses for UPSC CSE. So I hope all of you subscribe to Unacademy. If you haven't, please subscribe to Unacademy. Your subscription is important for us. So please subscribe. Without your support, it's not possible for us to present video lectures. Yes, we are going to provide you two options, plus as well as iconic. So for 12 month iconic subscription, it will cost around 44,550 after using my code HARSHVI10. Yes, this is my code and you will get the 10% discount. The same way for iconic subscription, here we are going to provide you a cost of 67,050 after using my code HARSHVI10. Please do not forget to use my code. It's important because after using that code, you're going to count as my student. Yes, everyone, and I insist you, please have a iconic subscription because here we are going to provide you all aspects of guidance, including personal feedback, daily question and answer for mains and study plan. Yes, these are the batches. We are going to start from 18th February. So those who want to join it, you can. It is available in Hindi, English and bilingual. Yes, these are the combo offer we are going to provide you. Iconic GS subscription plus optional, it will cost around 88,705, and for plus subscription for both GS and optional, it will cost around 70,103. These are my special classes. Do not miss that. It is available for you only on app. What's special in that? Just go and visit. You will get to know what exactly special thing is there. A quick recap of last lecture. So before that, once again, very good morning. Yes, Nilesh and Ashwini. These two are early birds. They joined me. What about others? Where are you, boys and girls? It's really surprising thing that we changed the lecture timing. हाँ, सुबह सुबह आ गए भाई साहब, कोई काम नहीं है. नहीं भाई साहब, अब ठंड भी कम हो गई है, सुबह सुबह पढ़ने से मजा भी आता है. Yes, everyone. A quick recap of last lecture. In the last lecture, we discussed about the communalism or communism. We discussed about communism. We discussed about the communism aspects of it, means what exactly started. The CPI started outside India by M.N. Roy and others. Then we have mentioned that regional communist party means regional communist organizations form at various places like Madras, Bombay, Bengal, Punjab, etc. We have discussed. Then in 1925 there was a conference organized, and in that conference it gave birth to CPI, that is All India Level Platform. But 1929, separation by government, the British suppressed the communist movement, and that's why that movement started declining in India. Just give me a moment, boys and girls. Something. Okay. Okay. Yes. So we have discussed that. Then we know about one thing, that is Sixth Communist International. The Sixth Communist International. What they said? They broke the ties with Congress, because Congress is considered as a bourgeois party, bourgeois organization, and do not participate in that. They say that you're supporting Congress, that means you're supporting Britishers. अलग fact चल रहा था उनका. It was there. What happened? Again, reorganization of Communist Party of India in 1935. By whom? By whom? P.C. Joshi. Clear? Seventh Communist International. Seventh Communist International. They said, okay, patch up कर लो किसके साथ? Congress, because Congress is an important organization, and when CPI is again reorganized, at that time it was a bad organization by British government. So the communist member were the part of Congress, and their ideology was basically to tilt the Congress to what we can say, to make them more radical. It was their efforts. And why Seventh Communist International said to patch up with Congress? It is because the rise of fascism, and fascism was a real threat, and they said that it is the best to have a cooperate with the national organization, national party. Clear? It was there, and they broke up their ties in 1932. No, sorry, 1942. Why it is? Quit India movement creates a rift between them. Clear? So these all things we have discussed in previous lectures. Do you have any confusion, any question, any doubt? Yes, boys and girls, do you have any question? Yes, related to the previous lecture, do you have any question, any query? No? Good. Next, these are some of the important phases of communalism. Important phases. As you know, these phases, of course, Syed Ahmad Khan, Savarkar, Golwalkar, Jinnah, and of course, Muhammad Iqbal. Yes, so these are the faces of well-known, well-recognized faces. Do not get confused with the beard. Clear? Syed Ahmad Khan is one of the important personalities in India, but later on he shifted his focus from nationalism to communalism. Do you know that very beautiful statement he made before 1885, and that statement was, Hindus and Muslims are the eyes of two nations. It is important, means without one eye you cannot enjoy the thing. That is the statement in that. But after 1885, the statement changes suddenly. Like what? The statement changes suddenly. Like what? Hindus and Muslims cannot sit on the same throne. एक हिंदी में कहावत है, शायद आप लोगों ने कभी सुनी होगी, कि एक मयान में दो तलवारें नहीं ले सकते. Clear? Yes? Clear? So, now on one side, pre-1885, he said, he talked about unity between Hindu and Muslim, and later on he said that no, they cannot sit together, means completely different. So इतना हृदय परिवर्तन कैसे हो गया? इतना हृदय परिवर्तन कैसे हो गया भाई साहब? आदमी तो सेम है. Yes, tell me one thing. Lotus said, sir, class schedule not updated in group. I think I shared the link with all of you. And yes, maybe. I'm really sorry for that. Maybe I didn't update that on group. But in the last lecture of currency, means economy lecture, special class, I mentioned it. I mentioned that particular thing. Yes, everyone. So, how it is possible that one person is talking about the unity, and the same person after some time was talking about division? It is not just related with this Sayyid Ahmad Khan. It is related with this person as well. Yes, Savarkar. Savarkar is also an important person which is having the same vision. If we want to divide, just as we mentioned, that 1885 was basically division of Sayyid Ahmad Khan. Here he talked about unity, and here he talked about the communalism. It is the same thing with the Savarkar. In Savarkar, if you read the Savarkar, then you will get to know that he is having two phases. One phase is of revolutionary, Abhinav Bharat and all. It was the first phase of Savarkar. And the second phase of Savarkar is completely different. And you know, there is a criticism over the Savarkar related to the same. And this phase is also talked about the communalism. Completely. How it is there. And what about another important person, that is Muhammad Ali Jinnah? Same thing. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, as he was the secretary of Dadabhai Nauroji, one of the prominent lawyer in India at that time. He opposes the Act of 1909, that is creation of separate electorate for Muslim. He rejected the idea. This title is given to him, that is ambassador of Hindu and Muslim unity. And the second is the Qaid-e-Azam of Pakistan. Qaid-e-Azam of Pakistan, that is father of their nation. How it is so? Am I right or wrong? Take your example. You are the same person. Right now you are influenced by a new idea. Let me tell you that before starting your preparation for civil services, most of you are not quite aware of the situation. Maybe you are acted as a fundamentalist. Maybe you have proud of your particular caste or particular religion or particular identity. But once you entered into this preparation phase, maybe there were many changes occurred in your life. Yes, am I right or wrong? What I ask you about you, ye aapko. ये आप हो और आपसे एक सवाल पूछा है हमने कि जो आप ये सिविल्स की तैयारी कर रहे हो, उसके पहले शायद आपका देखने का समाज को, देश को देखने का नजरिया काफी अलग होगा और आज का नजरिया काफी अलग है। एम आई राइट? यस बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स। अरे भाई कुछ पूछा है, बता भी दो। Yes, I ask you something about you. Why you take so much time? Yes, boys and girls. Is it so difficult? The question was so difficult. Only Nilesh understood the question and he said, yes, there is a change between pre, means we can consider during college days, and second phase is of preparation. Ashwini also said she changed a lot. What about others, those who join me? What do you think? What about you? Whether you change or not? अरे भाई सवाल सबसे पूछा है और इट इज रिलेटेड विद योर प्रिपरेशन एज वेल, इट इज रिलेटेड विद दिस टॉपिक एज वेल। आपको क्या लग रहा है फालतू सवाल पूछ रहे हैं? से एटलीस्ट यस नो समथिंग, डोंट एक्ट लाइक स्टैचू। इंपॉर्टेंट है इसीलिए पूछ रहे भाई साहब हैं। ओके द 2% चेंज, रेस्ट आर सेम। Lotus said okay, Lotus also have some changes. But but tell me one thing, as this was your previous view, somewhat conservative, and I am going to tell you, let me clarify that thing. If you are having conservative views about the society, it is not your problem, it is the problem of society only, because you grew up in that particular society where you are having a different angle, means you cannot see the society with the naked eyes. As you suppose, if you are born in a high class, high caste, or so called anything, then you always considered others as inferior. That is normal, that is very common thing. But once you started your preparation, once you started learning the evolution of the caste system, class system, everything, then mostly your views are liberal. Yes, mostly your views are liberal about anything. It should be there. And if it is not going to happen, then that means you are reading things. You are not understanding it. Clear? Clear? So it is the case that is from conservative to liberal. So what change happened in your life? Don't you think so? It is a progressive. Yes, everyone. Don't you think whatever the change happen in your life, whatever, if it may be a minute change, if it is a drastic change, but that change is of progressive in nature? Ashwini said yes, only that lady is having that progressive change. What about rest? What about rest? अरे आप सब लोगों से पूछा है तो आप सब लोग जवाब दो ना यार. Yes, it is progressive. And remember one thing. If you are not replying, that means either you're not getting it or you are least interested to know the things. You are interested in knowing the facts only. जैसे पढ़ाने वाले का भी जो एक क्या कहते हैं ना जज्बा जो होता है वो हमेशा सीखने वालों से बनता है. जो समा बन जाता है वो आप लोगों से बनता है. If you are not responding well, then of course the person who is teaching you cannot have that much into you. Clear? एक ही बंदा एक ही क्लास अलग अलग तरीके से पढ़ाता है. शायद आप लोगों को ये पता होगा या नहीं, हमें नहीं पता, लेकिन हमें ये पता है. It all depends on your participation, and as we always believe that it is an interactive session. So your interaction, your response is important for me. That's why please try to reply. Okay, so these are the three people who said that they are progressive in nature. You learn new things, and the reforms or whatever the things happen in your life, it is of progressive in nature. Clear? Then what about these people? Yes, as I mentioned here, again I'm going to mention 1885 is the year. Here he talk about unity. Here he talk about the communalism. Here he talk about revolution, and here he talked about the communalism. It is the same thing with the Jinnah as well. In Jinnah, he was the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity, and he created Pakistan. Don't you think so? Or means can you see that their changes is of regressive in nature? Yes, everyone. Can you say their changes are regressive in nature? Whatever the change happen in your life, it is of progressive nature. You learn things, you understood very well, and you change yourself. But these three people, as I mentioned, Sayyid Ahmad Khan, Savarkar, and Jinnah, their changes are regressive in nature. How it is possible? Don't you think so? These are the learned one. They are well educated people. Savarkar, of course, Savarkar were a barrister. The same way Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he was also barrister. Yes, Jinnah was barrister, Savarkar was barrister. Along with that, Sayyid Ahmad Khan, he is one of the important personality who led the foundation of Aligarh University later on, Aligarh College, Aligarh University. So they are well educated. They are well educated. Then why this happened? Why this regressive ideologies they adopted? Because education is going to make you progressive in nature. Lotus said they changed because less seats and power they could gain in United India. In Jinnah's case, he wanted to be number one. While Gandhi was there, he could not. I don't know that, but I know one thing. Can we consider some vested interest are there? Because when vested interest are not there, in particular, I gave you your example. When you change yourself, you become a person, or you can transform yourself from conservatism to progressivism. Clear? Why? Because you don't have any vested interest. You consider this ideology is good, this whatever the concepts, it is based on truth, so you adopted it. But they adopted the regressive ideals, and once they were progressive in nature. Why it is so? The only reason is they have vested interest. Without vested interest, they do not have this thing. Everyone is having vested interest. Clear? So that is, and what kind of vested interest we are going to decipher in this lecture. Yes. Lotus said British brainwashed them. Remember one thing, Lotus. As you, let's take example of you. आप जैसे हो. I don't know whether you're boy or girl. I don't know. So that's why my diagram is also neutral. As this is you, and I'm going to say something, and I'm going to brainwash you. मैं आऊंगा आपको कहूंगा कि नहीं नहीं ये गलत है ये गलत है ये गलत है ये सही है ये सही है ये सही है. Why you are going to believe me? ऐसा कभी हो सकता है कि किसी ने कुछ कहा और आपके दिमाग में वो चल गया. If it is so, if it is so, then either you are not having the ability to understand the things, you are just a puppet. But look at these personalities, they are not normal people. When something is going to support you, if something is going to tell you and you are going to act according to it, so always remember some vested interest are there. फायदे की मतलब की बात है, इसीलिए आप किसी की बात सुनोगे. यदि आपके फायदे की बात नहीं होगी, वो कितनी भी अच्छी होने दो, आप उसकी बात नहीं सुनोगे. Clear? So we cannot blame any particular person or any ideology for it. The vested interests were there, and of course others took advantage of that situation. Clear? Good. So now, yes. Now you get it, Lotus. Now exactly. It is the same thing. Yes, now you get it. Very good. Now we are going to start what is communalism. Why I mention everything? Because most of you mug up the things related to that. First try to understand what exactly it is. Then there is no need to mugging up the things. जिंदगी में सिर्फ चीजें समझो, एक बार ही समझना है, उसके बाद समझने की जरूरत नहीं होती. और रट्टा मारोगे आप तो बार बार रट्टा मारने की जरूरत होगी. Clear? So now we are going to discuss what is communalism. First of all, it is an ideology of grouping around the religion. It is the ideology of grouping around the religion. यानी मजहब के नाम पे जो लोग इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं, मजहब के सिर्फ मजहब के नाम पे जो लोग इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं, उसे हम कहते हैं सांप्रदायिकता. What exactly it is? So first we mention grouping around the religion. Next, whether this communalism is bad or whether it is good. Means this is the statement we have mentioned, a grouping around the religion. Whether it is a good or bad, Hmm. Yes, everyone. Whether it is good or bad. Ashwini said bad. Okay. What about Lotus, Nilesh, and rest? Tell me one thing. In India, there are various religions present, like Hinduism, then Islam, Sikhism, Christianity is there, then Jainism is there, Buddhism is there. Yes, these all are there, and everybody is having their religious gatherings. Everybody is having their religious gatherings. Means, for example, let's take example of current situation. As you know, the farmers are protesting all over India and particularly nearby Delhi. And you know that the Gurudwaras played an important role in providing food and other facilities to these agitators. Clear? These members donated, that Sikh community or other community, they donated for the welfare, that is langar and all. So can we consider it as a bad? So remember one thing, that it is not good and not bad. It depends on the thing. Means grouping around religion, we cannot consider it in black and white manner. That I want to tell you. You're not getting the communalism in exact terms. This is the first point we have mentioned. So remember one thing, it should not be mentioned like it is good or bad. काले और गोरे में ऐसा नहीं होता है. There are some shades also, and that I want to tell you. So grooming on around the religion, we cannot term it as a good or it can be termed as a bad. But what we have mentioned about the communalism, it is just the first point. I'm going to explain that how it is bad. It is a grouping around the religion. It is a homogeneous community possessing certain common interest. Possessing certain common interest. So these 2 points are very normal related to communalism. But why it make worst? Now here it is there. Here it is important. A notion. What notion? That various interest of community is dissimilar and divergent that of other. This thing makes communalism as a bad नोशन. एक ऐसी नोशन, आप में एक ऐसी भावनाएं होती है कि हमारे जो इंटरेस्ट है या हम इन सभी लोगों से अलग हैं. इफ यू आर कंसिडरिंग सो, this create a problem. This is a kind of separatist mentality you are having. Notion, of course, as you know, India is having divergent religions and all. But India, we all are Indians, and faith is an internal matter. Means whether you want to pray or whether you don't want to pray, it's up to you. It's a personal thing, personal choice. But when a particular community or particular religion is having the notion that they say that our interest, our aspect is completely different than the other particular religion, and this is not good. That is communalism. Clear? So it is a notion that various interest of the community is dissimilar and divergent to that of other. यानी सपोज ये हमारा मुल्क है और हमारे मुल्क में सपोज ए बी सी डी ये चार कम्युनिटी यहाँ पे रह रही। तो जो डी कम्युनिटी है, डी कम्युनिटी का कहना है कि नहीं, हम इन तीनों से पूरी तरह से अलग हैं, पूरी तरह से अलग है और हमें अलग बर्ताव मिलना चाहिए, हमें स्पेशल स्टेटस मिलना चाहिए एंड दिस क्रिएट्स प्रॉब्लम। ओके, यस बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, नाउ इट इज क्लियर, गुड। नेक्स्ट important, it is an aspect of communal ideology is of backwardness and domination theory. It is a very important aspect. Backwardness and domination theory. First, I am going to explain what is domination theory. This domination theory, let's take example. India is always have a best example. This domination theory is related to like that, as Hindus are in majority and rest are minority, that is Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis, etc. These all are minority. So this domination theory is like that Hindus are dominating the other religion. Why it is so? Because they are in majority. Yes, Lotus, exactly. One community is dominating other. Why it is so? Why it is so? Because the population is more. Population is more. And if population is more, that means you have more representation in all the part of life. Means either judiciary, either legislature, either administration, anywhere you are having more access. Am I right? Yes, everyone. Am I right? That is the domination theory. Because of the more population, more representation for them, and it is creating injustice. A hypothetical thing is there. This is all about hypothetical. Remember one thing, nothing is there in practical life, but as the notion is there, you have a notion, you have a fear, then of course it is a problematic thing. Clear? And what kind of that theory was? What kind of this theory was that at that time when the communalism began in India, that Hindus are in majority and they are grabbing the government jobs, and because of that they are become progressive, they are progressive and prosperous. Clear? Now the backwardness. The backwardness, that means they claim that they are backward Yes, Lotus, it may happen. It may happen. Such kind of notion in the large scale, it may happen in civil unrest and all. But, but if it is a civilian government, then it is not going to happen. Why it is so? Because it is a duty of civilian government to protect each and everyone, to cater the needs of each and everyone community, each each and every community of India or in world, whatever the things are there. Clear? But if it is autocratic rule, if it is a rule like we can consider it as a dictator rule, and that particular dictator or autocratic rule is having some prejudice related to one particular community, then definitely such things are going to happen. It is the best example I just want to give you related to Pakistan. In Pakistan, you know, Baluchis people, they have their different identity and all, and that's why the communal movement, the separatist movement is there. Clear? So this backwardness, why it is so? They claim that this backwardness is because of lack of opportunities. Lack of opportunities in government jobs. And this lack of opportunity because of the domination of one particular community over society. Clear? Is that clear? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? What exactly this backward and domination theory is? Good. Next, this communalism, it stands opposed to democratic ideals. How? Yes, I have mentioned the point. It stands opposed to democratic ideals. But how it is so? Yes, Lotus, Ashwini, Nilesh, because you three are responding. That's why I'm asking the question to you. It stands opposed to democratic ideals. How? Lotus said it is against the rights secured in secularism. Okay, Ashwini said democracy means liberal equality, and here there is dominance. Okay, it violates the right to equality sometimes. Okay, let me explain. What is democracy? First, I want to explain democracy, and then you will get to know. Democracy. Whether India is having democracy? Yes, of course we have democracy. By the people, for the people, of the people. Moreover, it starts representing we the people of some particular region than we the people of India. Okay. So democracy by the people, for the people, of the people. It's very simple, and in India we have a democracy. And democracy in India is deeply rooted. People are taking active participation in that, and active participation doesn't mean only voting. It doesn't mean voting. Active participation means taking part in debate and discussion. Yes, debate and discussion, and one of the most important aspect of active participation is asking the question to the answerable institution. Clear? Okay. So, in democracy, we have mentioned by the people, of the people, for the people. So, everything is related to people. So, in democracy, one more important aspect is there, and that is, yes, that is people's participation. Election, and election, who is going to emerge as the victor? A person who gets majority votes. Yes, am I right? It's very common thing. A person who is getting majority vote is elected as a member, a candidate. Clear? So, if if Hindus are in majority, I'm taking Hindu as an example because in India we are quite relevant of it. In if the majorities are Hindus, then who is going to elect as? Of course, Hindus, because majority votes are related to Hindus. So this is the fear. This is the fear among these particular section of the society. I gave you the example of Hindu. It may be the example of Muslims, because if the Muslims are in majority, it is the same example. Let's take example of Pakistan. You can just flip it. पाकिस्तान का एग्जांपल ले लो, वहां पे हिंदूज लोग माइनॉरिटी में है, मुस्लिम मेजॉरिटी में है. It is the same thing in the European countries. In European countries, Christians are in majority, and we know all this thing happen in USA as well. So this madness is prevalent everywhere in the world. It is not a thing related just to India. So when the many religious people is living together, such kind of problem may emerge. Clear? So this democratic, why they oppose the democratic ideals, the first and most important thing, that notion of dominance of one particular society over other. The same important thing, that is this democracy is, as you have mentioned, it is the same thing. It is having the aspect of equality. Means all are equal. All are equal. That means no special treatment. As you know, when there was a monarchy, whether the same rules are applicable for princes and common people. Yes, boys and girls, as you are quite intelligent, so it's a very simple question for you. When there was a monarchy present in the world at that time, of course not. There are rules different for all. अरे बाहुबली तो देखे होंगे ना भाई साहब, हैं बाहुबली में बाहुबली भाई साहब मर्डर भी कर देता है, लेकिन बाकी कोई करे तो फांसी हो जाती है. इट इज अ सिंपल थिंग. Clear? So in democracy, no to special treatment, equality, and that's why communalism opposes this ideology, because communalism wants special treatment. Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? Any confusion, any doubt, any question? Because there are two more points we are going to discuss. Is there any question? Next, it opposes the democratic and social equality. We already discussed this point, so no need to discuss it again. Next, it opposed the serious political struggle against the colonial rule. Why? Yes, yes, it is buffering. Maybe now it is normal. Now it is common. Yes, everyone. Now it is okay. Oh, is the buffering problem was there? Okay, now it is okay. Yes, I'm going to repeat whatever. Yes. I'm going to repeat whatever I discussed earlier. Okay, first of all, now the problem is resolved or not? The problem of buffering is resolved or not? Yes, problem of buffering is resolved. Still, you are facing the same problem. Problem resolved. Okay. Now, here, the aspect we have mentioned here, it stands opposed to democratic ideals. Why democratic ideals? Because as I mentioned in special treatment, no special treatment given to anyone. Here, all are equal. All are equal. As you all knew one thing, that is in India we know Article 14, right to equality and equality before the law. That means all are equal. Democracy is believed in this principle of equality. But the problem of monarchy, in monarchy, what was the thing? Monarchy or in autocratic rule, or what we can mention, authoritarian rule. If it is this rule, then can we consider they are going to provide equal treatment? No. No to equal treatment. Clear? In monarchy or authoritarian rule, there is no equality, no equal treatment. Because let's take example that if any crime committed by king or prince as a common person, whether the treatment punishment is same for both. Yes, everyone, whether the treatment is same for both. Of course not, because king is having special privileges. Just like as all of you watch in the Bahubali movie, you know that when Bahubali killed that particular person, at that time the only punishment that is get lost. That's it. But if it was committed by a common person, of course the punishment is capital. Clear? Special treatment is given to one particular community over other, and that's why communalism opposes this idea. What they want special treatment.